Hello, welcome Magic lovers. So nobody's ever accused me of playing Queen Marchesa too many times, and hopefully they never do, because I love Queen Marchesa, and I have my own deck that I love, and you might swap around a few cards here and there, but it's a pretty refined list, and I think it's pretty good. This deck list here shares very few cards in common with that one. For starters, the mana curve. My mana curve stops at 6 and includes 4 4-mana planeswalkers. This one basically stops at 3. And also, there's a lot of crazy things going on. So, first of all, I'm skeptical of any deck that plays Thalia, Vryn Wingmare, Glow Rider, and Thorn of Amethyst, and 47 non creature spells. Maybe it's because of the curve and you can afford to pay extra mana while your opponent's got 4 and 5 mana cards stuck in their head. Not sure. Guess we'll find out. There's also the Blood Moon and the Magus Moon in a deck with two basic lands, a plains and a swamp. There are 3 signets, so I don't know if that helps, and maybe it's the mana. I don't know. I'm skeptical again, and I'm super skeptical of this Spirit of the Labyrinth along with Queen Marchesa. I don't get that one, but maybe you don't need the extra cards. Said nobody playing Magic ever, but we'll see. I saw this deck and I was super duper interested. I just had to try it out. This is a crazy deck list. And it actually placed 3rd place in a Commander Challenge. Notably, it went 4-2 in the regular rounds, making a tiebreaker to get into the top 8. It won in the quarterfinals and then lost in the semifinals and got 3rd place. So it's 5-3 overall, but against some pretty stiff competition because their tiebreakers were good, and then they won in the quarterfinals. So I don't know. It could actually be a good deck. Let's find out. All right, I got a game with this Queen Marchesa and Taxes. Missing red mana. But let's go ahead and keep playing against Queen Marchesa. I'm wondering if I vamp tutor for a land. That might actually be the right thing to do here. I could wait a turn and just play the Godless Shrine tap, see if we draw a line. We draw a Needle Spire, so yeah, let's just wait then. Alright, Talisman. Alright, so extra mana rocks there. Let's Vamp Tutor. I don't know what for. Let's go Phyrexian Arena. Another card that makes no sense with the Eidolon thing. Alright, they took the Anguish Unmaking. Not entirely unsurprising. What do you know? We drew Phyrexian Arena. They know that that's what we tutored for, because they just saw our hand and we tutored, but... So, gonna take some damage here. Took 2 for the Godless Shrine. 1 here, and then Queen Marchesa is pretty obviously coming in here. Opponent's Mana Rock got them Queen Marchesa first. Alright, there's the Spirit of the Labyrinth. I'm so puzzled by that card. And I didn't draw a land. So I could play the Spirit of the Labyrinth and stop my opponent from drawing extra cards from the Monarchy. But I really need to draw a land here. Let's play the Jit. I don't think I bolt on my turn. They could play a Planeswalker too that we want to bolt. They do know I have the bolt. Alright, like Duretti. I'm going to bolt Queen Marchesa. Not draw a land again. And kill that thing. I guess I could just replay Queen Marchesa. How many lands does this thing run? 34. It's a little light. But I've got a Phyrexian Arena. I should have drawn a land by now. A little worried about this Duretti. And a Gideon. Yeah, this deck's going to play more Planeswalkers than I did. And I haven't really drawn any creatures. I do have the spirit, but again, as long as I'm not drawing lands, I cannot afford to not play or to play that spirit. Alright. Kill that thing. Inquisition first. Opponent has Hero's Downfall to kill my Liliana. Alright. I mean, nobody ever accused Queen Marchesa of being bad. Alright, so they have exactly Damnation and nothing else. Maybe I should have played Queen Marchesa. I think my opponent probably wants to kill this thing so they can get their extra cards. Opponent got a Gideon emblem. And a Sidisi that they just... Alright, they are going to kill the Spirit of the Labyrinth. Can I draw a land? Alright, well, let's get in with Queen Marchesa. Alright, I don't care too much about the Gideon. Well, I kind of care about the Gideon. But both of them... well... Yeah, let's get rid of the Gideon. Not get rid of. If I'd drawn an extra mana, I could have gotten rid of it. But we get an extra card this time. There's my land. Opponent can take the Monarchy right back, but they can do that no matter what. Alright, preventing damage from Queen Marchesa. Predictable. There's their Queen Marchesa. And they're not getting in with her. And I get a 1/1 token. And a bunch of Thalia's type effects. Let's get in at Duretti, I think. I guess we just get in at Gideon. That doesn't do anything. Alright, let's get in at Gideon. My guess is they don't block. And then they can split with the Fork Bolt. Okay, they do block. Alright. Same basic effect. Alright, so let's Fork Bolt Gideon. And pay 2 life to play a Thalia. Alright, opponent plays a Kaya. Just getting buried under Planeswalkers. I discard a card. This is expensive. Let's discard the Glow Rider. Alright, I get another token. And I draw 2 lands now. And why in the world didn't I play the Wooded Hills? My life total does kind of matter, but not that much. Alright, let's get in at Duretti with everything, I think. Attack with all creatures at Duretti. There's not really a good block for my opponent because of this token on the Jit. I guess the Queen Marchesa block works fine. That's Chain Lightning. Duretti. I guess they get to copy it. I didn't think about that. I always forget that Chain Lightning is downside. Alright, what are they targeting? Oh, they're targeting Thalia. Alright, that makes sense. Yes, actually. Guess the downside kind of worked for me. And then let's play an Aethersworn Cadmus. So my opponent gets 1 spell. Except for artifacts. Or a kill spell on... I guess they could cast a kill spell now. Vamp Tutor, okay. Opponent has 6 cards in their hand. We've just barely dealt with their Planeswalkers. Alright, opponent went... Oh, holy crap. Alright. Ugin, huh? Alright, let's draw an extra card. Bloodstone Golem. Let's play Queen Marchesa. Alright, I don't have enough mana to equip. And let's attack with all creatures at Ugin. We took the monarchy back. They'll probably kill Queen Marchesa. Alright, that's something. It doesn't hit Ugin, though. I probably could have Needle Spires. I don't know. I guess they were mostly tapped out. But I probably could have Needle Spires, equipped the Jit, and pumped it up. I mean, it dies to just a bolt. But what do they have now? Oh, it's Karn. I've never seen a Queen Marchesa deck play Planeswalkers this big. Alright, there's Queen Marchesa down. And they have a Commander Sphere. Alright. Oh no, I would have needed another land last turn. So I drew it this turn. Equip to this thing. Pump it up. Attack Ugin. Attack Karn. And I still have the Monarchy. Oh, and it's double strike, so it gets 4 tokens. Your opponent has Chandra. These Planeswalkers just do not stop coming. Exiles a card from their hand. Yeah, we'll go with the Signet. My life total is starting to really, really matter. And opponent plays a Devastation. Alright. That's probably the end of that. I don't think I want to sit through. I'm not sitting through this. It was a really interesting game. I stalled out in the early game. Missed some pretty critical land drops. Almost came back. But giant Planeswalkers were a problem. Alright, so that craziness was a match. And I have to mulligan this. This is pretty good. And that's great. I don't know if I want to Vamp Tutor, but we'll leave the option open. Nothing else to do. Opponent has Thoughtseize. I'm not going to Vamp Tutor. I've got the Soul Ring on top. If they want to take my Vamp Tutor, and they probably do. This Blood Moon's pretty screwy. I guess it's kind of like supposed to just be an Armageddon for the most part. But it's an Armageddon that leaves you with red. Alright, they took the Blood Moon. So we do get to keep the Aven Mind Sensor. Alright, so let's go Inspiring Vantage and Soul Ring. And we're going to get a turn 3 Queen Marchesa. And I am going to swing in. Alright, opponent has a Dreadbore to kill my Queen Marchesa. That's fine. We have a Rest in Peace, which I don't think really does. I didn't see anything in my opponent's deck that was hurt by a Rest in Peace. Let's play the Blood Crypt tapped. Say go. We've got an Aven Mind Sensor, and I probably will Vamp Tutor for something. Might just be a kill spell. Because Queen Marchesa is pretty clearly coming here. There she is. Let's play the Mind Sensor. And the Vamp Tutor. What do we get? Oh, it'll be 2 turns before they can recast it if I kill it. So maybe I do just want to, like, Dreadbore. Or Chain Lightning's the cheapest. I don't know what I'm going to draw next turn. Let's go ahead and take a Chain Lightning. I guess I could have done a Lightning Bolt. That probably would have been better. I forgot I had an open mana. Oh, I know what I'm going to draw this turn, and it's... it's dumb. Uh, let's attack. Let's take the monarchy. Let's chain lightning them. And let's play this rest in peace. No sense in playing Queen Marchesa, making my own Queen Marchesa more expensive when I can just Aven Mind Sensor swing. Opponent has a Mana Rock. Council's Judgment. Alright. If they get Queen Marchesa, then they get the Monarchy anyways. They could maybe have another haste creature, but Queen Marchesa is usually the one. Alright, they got a Terminate and a Rakdos Signet. There's also a Chroma's Vengeance and Merciless Eviction. Alright, well, let's take the Terminate and say go. Now we're drawing all the lands we didn't draw last time. Alright, they're a Chroma's Vengeancing. Still the Monarchy. The mana hit doesn't hurt me that much. Again, the rest in peace. Let's rabble. And play land. Say go. So we do know that they have the other. So if they played this, they have the Merciless Eviction, which is just a 1-for-1 if they want to use it right now. Or they could play Queen Marchesa. Alright. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's just do that. It's a bunch of damage. I don't think there's a strong reason to play the Canonist. They're already kind of pushed into playing the Merciless Eviction. So there's no point just playing another card into it. Alright, there's the Merciless Eviction and the Rakdos Signet. So that's like all the cards we know about, and a Boros Signet. So they got one other card in their hand. Just keep drawing land. They're at 14 life. I'm going to play just the Canonist. They've only got one other card. They draw another one this turn. They'll probably play Queen Marchesa. They got plenty of mana. Alright, there's Queen Marchesa. She was super expensive. Oh, artifact. Alright. They get an artifact. That's fine. Yeah. That's pretty good. You sacrifice a creature, would you? Still kind of saving my Queen Marchesa. I haven't needed any of this mana either. Alright, Legion Warboss. Alright, there she is. They still can cast it again. Alright. Liliana down. So is it 3 mana Edict? That's fine. Another land. Alright, so they're going to get a little token. I wasn't going to block Queen Marchesa anyways. They can just leave back Marchesa and attack with just the token in order to take the Monarchy back, which is a little unfortunate. But we do have the Council's Judgment to kill Queen Marchesa and get in for a bunch of damage. Opponent has an Obnixless, so they probably want to kill the War Boss. Nope, they kill the Canonist, unless if they got another removal spell. And another Ugin. Oh, man. Alright. Jit doesn't do anything, really. Not yet. I think I hit Queen Marchesa. I need to damage their face. And play Queen Marchesa. I think I'm going to fall just short. I think they just barely stabilized. I guess I might as well do this for mana instead of the Jit. That allows me to possibly play the Jit tomorrow, next turn. Alright, I don't think I'm going to get there. It's hard for them to tick up Ob Nixilis at least. Alright, I draw another land. Alright, Queen Marchesa down. No surprises there. Sorin. They can give lifelink to this thing. But I have to kill him this turn, otherwise Ugin gains them 7 life. Ooh, that's dangerous. They did actually tick up Ob Nixilis. Oh, I guess they do gain 2 life. Liliana Vest, target player discards a card. Or they can search. Alright. We'll discard a land. They getting in? Yep, they're getting in. So I need a way to do 2 damage. I mean, they still have 1 mana of every color. Alright, I'm just gonna move on. This was a really interesting game, but I think I lose it. We're running out of time. There's no way we're playing a third game. Both times my lands couldn't hit an equilibrium. So I didn't draw much business this time. I didn't draw any lands in the early game last time. So, and the deck I'm playing against is really, really good. So I think I've never seen Ugin. This is all Planeswalkers all the time. Queen Marchesa. It's a very cool deck. Alright, I got a game. I am on the play. And alright. Playing against Reiki, History of Kamigawa. Alright, let's keep this hand. Lead off with a Sacred Foundry. I don't know if the Rest in Peace does anything. Alright, they have... This thing is only played in like Azusa and other things like that. It's so bad. But sometimes you need it. Yeah, I guess we just play land, say go. So this thing says, whenever you cast a legendary spell, draw a card. Gotta be a legendary spell, not a legendary land or anything like that. And black, red. And hey, would you like to sacrifice a creature? No? Do it anyways. Thank you. And this thing only does legendary creatures, legendary spells. Which they probably got a bunch in their deck. I mean, obviously, if you're playing a commander like this. Alright, they got reach other elf creatures, get +1/+1. This thing is a 3/4. You gain 1 life for each elf you control. Alright, let's discard a card. I think we can safely get rid of this Rest in Peace. Alright, and then let's path this thing. I don't like doing it. But otherwise it just kills Liliana. Chances are we're just going to cash Liliana in next turn to kill Reiki or whatever else they play. They discarded a Bow of Nylea. Alright, they got a Soul Ring. Alright, they have a Freylease. And they can make an elf creature token. I'm going to cash it in. And play Queen Marchesa. And attack with her at Freylease. And Seiko. Drawing an extra card. It's a land. My opponent has a bonkers amount of mana. Alright, they are playing their Reiki there. And also Omnath. Ooh, Omnath is dangerous. And a Llanowar Elves. See, the regular Queen Marchesa deck has mass removal. I guess what we're doing anyways, playing Tainted Pact and seeing what we draw. Alright, I'm going to take a Culligan's Command. I don't know if that's quite right. I was thinking I could hit the creature and the Planeswalker, but I don't think that really works. I wish I had Toxic Deluge. Toxic Deluge would be awesome. Alright, let's get them. Hit them. I can't let Omnath sit around. That thing is nuts. I mean, they already have a ton of mana, but... Alright, well, they're taking the Monarchy no matter what. So, might as well at least swing in at Freylease in the meanwhile. Alright, they got Ronus Monument, which is legendary. And they have Yeva, which they didn't need to cast right now. But okay. Oh, I guess they get the extra damage. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting beaten pretty hard here. Alright, and they are crop rotating the Tranquil Thicket. Alright, opponent got Gaia's Cradle. Draw a Stormforge Mystic. I think I'm moving on from this. I'm not really enjoying this game. I'm getting clobbered, and it's just going to continue to happen. Interestingly, for all the cheap cards I have in my deck, it feels like everything's really expensive. One, there's a lot less mana in this deck than there is in a normal Queen Marchesa deck. I think it runs 34 lands. And then also there's the things like the Sword and Fire and Ice. That actually costs 5 mana if you want to be able to use it. It's actually really expensive, especially for a deck like this. And then, you know, Armageddon, you gotta... I don't know. Maybe my draws are just misfiring. But there's not a lot of creatures to play on turn 1. Like, almost none of these are creatures. So, like, what are you putting all this stuff on? Everything comes at turn 2. It's... like, I don't know if it's really an Armageddon deck. I don't know. It just seems at odds with itself. Or maybe that just... you can get a really good draw, but the average draw is pretty mediocre. And, it seems more cute than good. Alright, giving it another try. I'm on the draw. If any hand's going to work, I think it's this one. Let's keep this hand. Let's hope we don't have to Vampiric Tutor for a land. Although, like, what do I use the Mana Vault for? And my opponent is playing Joyra, and they have a turn 2 Joyra. Alright, there's a land. Probably going to have to use the Mana Vault to vindicate Joyra. I don't know if I like Mana Vault either. Like, you have to untap it? Like, the other two Mana Rocks seem fine. Mana Crypt and Soul Ring. You don't really need Mana Vault to ramp out to... Alright, Worn Power Stone. Alright, let's go ahead and kill the Worn Power Stone. Opponent didn't play a land last turn. So now I feel like I'm playing those two mono red decks I played where I just destroying all my opponent's artifact mana. It's a really big part of the format right now. Like, early ways to destroy artifact mana are really good. You gotta keep your opponent off all that mana. Opponent has Dak Faden. Man, oh man, that's annoying. So I guess we tap this. Because we don't want them to have it untapped. Let's Vindicate Dak Faden. I think the primary problem is that there's like this would be a good deck if there weren't so much fast mana. Like we just keep getting beaten by Soul Ring and stuff like that. I mean, like yeah, there's a few ways to get rid of it, but like this is theoretically a more expensive deck, but we're already on the back foot. I'm already dealing with my opponent's threats versus like actively doing things like next turn I probably can't play Queen Marchesa. I probably have to deal with what my opponent does on this turn. And that's not where you want to be in a deck like this. Alright, they could have a counter... Why are they not? That's strange. Are they going to untap this? Alright, so we'll wear that thing. Alright, the wearer actually... I don't know what they... They tapped a bunch of mana and then decided not to. Don't know what's going on there. And now they can't untap this if that's what they were planning on doing. Alright, they're brainstorming. Alright, do I Vampiric Tutor for something? Not yet. Let's wait. Thalia. Thalia seems good. Makes all their 0 mana artifacts and stuff like that cost 1. Also suggests that they might not have a counterspell. Although they've had opportunities to cast Joyra. Generally, though, you want to cast Joyra when you can also put artifacts into play. Okay, they play Solemn. I now have a... Ooh. I lied. I was going to say I have an opening to play Queen Marchesa, but Aethersworn Canonist stops everything they want to do. I probably should have swung in there. Oh, non-artifact spell. Alright, I should have played Queen Marchesa. I keep thinking this is just a straight rule of law kind of effect, but it's not. Alright, opponent has Chandra. I imagine they need to shoot Thalia. Yep, they're shooting Thalia. Alright, I drew a Tidehollow Scholar. I'm just going to Queen Marchesa here. They have to block with the Solemn. I mean, I can Council's Judgment, but they have to block with the Solemn, so they can't swing back at me. Or they could just lose the Chandra. And then I would probably trade with the Solemn. Alright, they're letting Chandra die. Alright, my Aethersworn Canonist actually doesn't do that much. I realized after the fact. Alright, opponent has a Phyrexian Metamorph. Oh, man. Alright, that's not cool. Alright, well then there's no reason to block with the Aethersworn Canonist. This better be an artifact where you can't cast it. Oh, it's a spell kite. Alright, well we can get around the spell kite. Alright. Alright, I get a little token. That's pretty good. I think we still Council's Judgment. I'm voting for this thing. Alright, and then I am going to... Oh, I can't. That's annoying. Alright, let's attack with all then. Alright, that's free. Well, I'm not going to... I'm going to Tidehollow Scholar. I might have to give that card right back to my opponent. Oh, my Ugin. I don't care about the Platinum Angel. I do care about the Ugin. Maybe I let him draw a card. Alright. Alright, there's a Platinum Angel. I don't know. I don't think I block here. I don't love giving him a card, but... Alright, we get another little dead touch guy. And a Culligan's Command. That's pretty good. I don't know how this works with Spellskite, but let's find out. I think it doesn't work with I don't think you can redirect with Spellskite if Spellskite is one of the targets already. So let's go ahead and kill all of these things. Alright, they're trying anyways, but I don't think that works. I think you just paid 2 life for nothing. Oh, it did work. Okay, never mind. They can actually take it off the Platinum Angel. Then I guess we don't get in with Queen Marchesa. I guess we just get in with these assassin tokens. Opponent plays Itali Primal Storm. That thing's crazy big. I might have to let him draw another card again. I hate doing this, but I really need to Swords Itali. And I can Culligan's Command the Platinum Angel. Alright, let's go ahead and Swords this thing. My Aethersworn Canonist is probably hurting me more than my opponent. Alright. Guess we gotta make him discard a card. Destroy target artifact. Target player discards a card. And then let's get in with everybody. That's a lot of monarchy triggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Opponent is dead on board. So no reason to play the Revoker when we don't know what we're going to try and revoke. Leave mana up for something else. Alright, Fabricate. Notably, they do get to play an artifact as well as the spell. It kind of doesn't really matter what they pick. I can Vamp Tutor for something to get it out of the way. We should have a Shatter effect still in our library somewhere. Alright, opponent realizes they don't have anything and they concede. So that one was a slog, but we managed to get there. Felt pretty bad at the beginning though, but I mean, I don't know if the disruptive creatures helped as much as just Queen Marchesa herself. Alright, got another game. I am on the play. Yeah, alright. We'll keep this. Playing against Azusa. Yeah, I feel like these mono green decks are going to be a really big problem. If I remember correctly, Queen Marchesa kind of had problems with them as well. They're just so fast out of the gates. Alright, Terramorphic Expanse probably does not belong in your Azusa deck. Really hoping to draw another land here. I guess we can combo, but combo doesn't do anything against a deck that's probably going to be playing almost all creatures. Alright, Azusa player is waiting until turn 3 to play their commander. I didn't draw a land though, so that's not fun. I don't think it was super risky keeping a 2-lander. It seemed okay. Alright, Azusa comes down. Oh, Cultivate. Alright, so they're going to take 2 damage for the Cultivate. And if I don't draw another land, I'm actually in a lot of trouble here. Alright. Let's crack that. A lot of artifact hate in this deck. Let's... That way we can play the Skull Clamp too. Did I still not draw land? Oh my god. That's quite a few cards to draw and not draw land. Alright, there's Azusa. And then just one more land? Maybe that's why they cultivated last turn. Are you kidding me? Let's tap this right. Alright, so I'm going to Anguish them. I mean, when they only drop one extra land, and they got this Yavimaya Elder to drop a bunch of extra lands, I'm going to get rid of the Azusa. They can't crack it, and I mean, I guess they can just do it here and not draw a card. That's fine. Actually, if my opponent does that and drops 2 lands, and I finally draw another land, I might just Armageddon. Or opponent's Green Sun Zenith for a prime time. Or a Bane of Progress to kill all my mana rocks. That's not very nice. I'm just trying to play Magic here. Alright, well there's a land. Let's Thoughtseize him. Kanama's Reach, Genesis Wave, Emrakul. Let's just take the Emrakul. Let's Sculler them and take the Genesis Wave too. They can cultivate. I still need a way to deal with this 4/4. Alright, their Kadama's reaching. And there's Azusa. Alright. Alright, Fatal Push. Never in a million years hits this thing. My land situation. Target player discards a card and 2 damage to that thing. So I guess we're trading 4 damage for 4 damage, at least for now. Until they draw some giant bomb. Alright, opponent replays like in 7 mana Azusa. Their draw for the turn was Cavern of Souls. They over-tapped a little bit. Alright. Alright, they don't want to trade damage anymore. Alright. I can't trade this thing against the 4/4. I really can't give my opponent more cards. I think we gotta just wait. I can kill Azusa. I don't think that really does anything anymore. I only played the Kolaghan's Command last turn because it also discarded a card from their hand. Yeah, let's just say go. I need a way to deal with this 4/4. There's no... Well, I guess this is just... No, there's no way I give them a Genesis Wave. Alright, opponent just hit something big on their own. Alright, I'm not sitting through this. So this video is a little bit shorter than my normal videos because the deck really kind of didn't work for me. I were 4 videos that I didn't include where I never even hit 4 mana and I just died because I couldn't draw lands. And there was also 3 games that I did include where I didn't hit 4 mana on time. So out of 9 games, I only hit Queen Marchesa on time two times. Once I was actually ahead of curve, and the other game I was worried about counter spells and kind of dealing with what my opponent was doing, and I didn't end up casting Queen Marchesa on turn 4 anyways. A lot of the time you want to be able to cast her on turn 3 if possible. You know, that's why you got a bunch of mana rocks and stuff like that. But there just aren't enough lands in this deck. It should be at least 37 lands. A lot of Queen Marchesa decks run 40. You could maybe say because the curve that's lower, you could run 37. I think that's probably still a little low because as I pointed out, a lot of the things are a lot more expensive than they look. And you want to hit Queen Marchesa consistently, not like half of the time, consistently. And it's really frustrating to play when you don't have mana. So, you know, like I was struggling through that. But, you know, I don't think that's the only problem with the deck. I also wasn't really able to adequately disrupt my opponent. A lot of why Thalia used to work, and Thalia doesn't really, you know, it wasn't really even that good of a deck when it was good, but the disruptive creatures plus pressure is what made, you know, when you've got a bunch of disruptive creatures, you got a Thalia in play, and your opponent can't Wrath on turn 4, and you're beating them down, and then you just swing for the win on turn 5 because they couldn't Wrath on time. That's how the Thalia deck kind of worked. Or you'd Armageddon them just before the opponent's about to stabilize, those kind of things. But without all that extra pressure in the 1-drop slot, and to some degree the 2-drop slot as well, there's not that many creatures. There's only 18 creatures in the whole deck. So you're not really pressuring your opponent unless you're drawing one of these really good 3-drops like Goblin Rattlemaster or Legion Warboss, and your opponent's not dealing with them. But there's not enough critical mass of disruptive creatures that, for the most part, your opponent can just kill the thing that's in their way. And then a lot of times, the thing that they leave behind is actually disrupting me more than my opponent. That happened a couple of times. Or I was already on the back foot and I was forced to play non-bows in order just to do anything, in order to put something on the board and deal with what my opponent was doing. So yeah, I mean, I just think it looked really cool on paper. I thought this deck was really, really, really cool looking. I really, really wanted to like it, but I've played enough of it to know that it's really frustrating to play, honestly. There were some fun games. I really enjoyed the games against Queen Marchesa, and I definitely wanted to include those. Normally, a deck that doesn't work never makes it this far, because 1, it's not fun to play, and 2, it's not fun to watch. So you normally, after a few games, I'm like, okay, this deck isn't working. I'll just find something else. And there's a couple reasons this one did make it this far. For one, I think it failed with style. I think it's a cool looking deck. I think the Queen Marchesa games, especially, those were a lot of fun. And that Queen Marchesa deck I was playing against was awesome. And I wanted to include those games no matter what. And so I threw together the games that kind of worked, and the other reason is I did the extra Lannery Storm decks, and I kind of ran out of time, and I'd already invested time into this deck, and so I had to do something. I still think through the magic of editing, I can make the video kind of fun. Hopefully, I succeeded in that. But playing this deck was not fun. Normally I say I had a lot of fun playing this deck, and I did in the first 2 games, and then everything after that was downhill. I did not have much fun playing this deck. It just doesn't do anything. It looks really cool, but it doesn't actually do what you want it to do, like, ever. And there's not enough lands, and there's a lot of non-bows, which, if everything's firing all cylinders, I can see where this might work. Because if you're drawing a bunch of cards with Queen Marchesa and you don't really care that you've got a non-bow and you just don't cast them, right? Because you've got a bunch of cards in your hand. And then if you've got one that the opponent deals with one, you cast the other part of the non-bow and they're not disrupting each other. But maybe my draws were off. Maybe I'm missing some, magical tweak of this deck or something's not right. But that just never happened for me. And the deck just kind of did nothing. So I hope you enjoyed the videos. I enjoyed at least trying out the deck, and the Queen Marchesa matches were fun. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.